Anyway, here's a pretty interesting plant. This is what you call one of the basal angiosperms. This is Anemopsis californica, and it's a monotypic genus, meaning it's the only species in the genus. It's in the family Pterospora in the order Piperales, which again is one of the earlier branching lineages of the angiosperms, the flowering plants. So it's basically a descendant to one of the lineages that branched off before the rest of the angiosperms, the flowering plants that we normally think of as flowering plants, evolved. And if you look at the flowers pretty up close right there, you can see that these white things are not actually petals. They're basically petaloid bracts. And then that little cone-shaped flower head right there is actually composed of multiple flowers. The female parts being those three-lobed little cream-colored stigmas, and then of course the male parts being those anthers, those little brown slit-looking things. Now, the herbalists like this because they think if you put it in your ass or make a root balm out of it or something, that it heals, or I don't know what it does. You're supposed to cure inflammation. The thing I've noticed though is a lot of people who think they need this happen to be young people in their 20s who are otherwise in excellent health and don't really seem to need it. Plus, when you do poach this from habitat, you're killing the plant. And you know, it's a riparian plant that grows in xeric areas in western North America, and it grows in xeric regions, but in riparian areas. You can see it's a little creekside ditch right here where all the rednecks are breezing by me at about 50 miles per hour, rubbernecking me, wondering what the hell that tattooed dago's doing on the side of the road. Look, there's a nice Asclepias speciosa, nice milkweed. Let's see if we got any guys stuck in there. We got any flies stuck in there? Oh yeah, there you go. There's one there. It looks like a shit fly. Little shit fly with his legs stuck in that stigmatics. Watch that video on milkweed pollination if you're wondering why he's stuck in there. What a beautiful flower, showy milkweed. Anyway, Anemopsis californica, you get in Arizona, you get it in California, you get it in Nevada, and I believe you get it on up into Oregon, Idaho. Basically anywhere where there's a little riparian area, a seep or a hot spring that's not too hot, etc. But you know, the thing that's sad when people go out and poach this, you know, some lady will go and, you know, pick 100 pounds of this and sell it on her Etsy account in expensive bombs and what the shit for rich ladies to put on themselves. I don't know what that's about. But the tragic thing about this though, there's absolutely no reason to poach this from habitat. It is so easy to grow, and you can see it sends out runners, sends out stolons right there. You know, so I mean, I grew this in my yard for a while, and then it just died because I think I left town for a while. I wasn't watering. You got to water it. Again, it likes riparian areas. But also, when you break off a little piece of that leaf, it does smell very pleasant. It smells like cinnamon and nutmeg, etc. So it's a wonderful plant, but just, you know, grow it in your garden or something. You don't need to steal it from habitat. You know, I mean, you can make as many potions and whatnot, even if you're not sick, as you want, if you're growing it yourself. Just don't go poach it from habitat, because you got a ton of other pollinators and animals and shit that depend on it. Don't be an asshole, eh? So this is kind of a pathetic specimen to be showing you, but speaking of Microheterotrophic plants, and I normally am, this is Sarcodes sanguinea, which is in the Ericaceae, another Microheterotrophic. That is, it steals its carbohydrates from fungi in the ground, and there's a lot of fungi in this ground since we are in a very area with a very rich soil in this coniferous forest right here. You got your white firs, you got your pondies, your ponderosa pines, and what the shit. All, of course, are heavily mycorrhizal, and the fungi that these trees are mycorrhizal with are where this plant gets its food source. Now, when this relationship first evolved, it was probably a symbiotic thing. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and soon it evolved into, why don't you just scratch my back, motherfucker, and I'm not going to give you back anything else. Again, Sarcodes sanguinea. These are very common in the Sierra Nevada. The common name is snow plant. There's no chlorophyll. It is their achlorophyllus, and they're in the blueberry family, Ericaceae. And like most of those mycoheterotrophs, they're it's ain't too glandular. See, there's the flowers right there. And the seeds on many of these mycoheterotrophic plants are very tiny, you know. Then, of course, again, you got your Pterospora andromeda. Same family, different fungus. It's parasitizing here. It's a parasitizing rhizopogon. Oh, look at that. This guy's going to help him get up a little bit. So much goddamn duff. There you go. See, he's just popping up. But they're established here. They're doing well. God, these guys are so sticky. Look at it. Ooh. Almost looks kind of gross. Very glandular stem, no leaves, just bracts. And then, of course, your typical ursinate flowers, indicative of the Ericaceae, the blueberry family there. So that was exciting. Just got in an altercation with some, looked like a kind of libertarian suburban dad thing going on with a little pudding ring. You know that facial hair, that like NorCal white guy thing they do, the rednecks do here, where they put, it's like a pudding ring around their, looks like they've been digging their face in a big bowl of pudding. Guy was mad that he said I was trespassing or something, so I just ignored him and went around the other way. Anyway, here's the Calochortus longibarbatus, growing with a species of Brodea. You can see it looks a lot like greenie eye, and this is a rare plant in California, but it's common elsewhere. I believe it goes on all the way up into Washington. Same thing going on with those hairs on the petals to manipulate the pollinators and what the shit. Same floral thing going on, 6 stamens, trilobe stigma, little capsule. This is oh, look at that leaf blade though. See, this is where it differs in greenie eye. It's got a very narrow leaf blade, and also the habitat's much different. Instead of being dry grassland, it grows in more of a wet meadow, a riparian area with this, I believe this is called Yampa, and then you got some Brodea over there too. Oops, gee, I thought our friend was rolling up again. He drives a blue Dodge Ram, looks about 40 pounds overweight, is the mentality of a toddler. You know, just kind of an overall prick, dime a dozen. There's about, 20 million more of them in this fucking country. Anyway, so again, I was saying this is Yampa. This was a staple food source of indigenous people in the area. It's in the Apiaceae, the carrot family. Periteridia is the genus, and it's got some, you can see these basal leaves, real smooth basal leaves, not all dissected and lobed like, Lomatium or Ligusticum and what this shit. And I guess it was the seeds. Yeah, I don't know much about the ethnobotany it is, but I know it was a very important food source. And you can see it's everywhere. It's locally abundant and whatnot in this Pinus ponderosa forest. So anyway, this used to be logging company land. I've been coming here for years. They never really gave a shit if you came by, But I guess it got sold to a hunting club or something, so this jackoff was, I don't know what he thought I was going to do. I said I'm not doing anything. I just want to take some pictures of flowers and shit. And, and then I mentioned the fact, by the way, you do this in Mexico. I've done this in Oaxaca, Chiapas, all these places where your dumbass would be terrified to go to. And then most people do is they come out and they say, all right, don't fuck with anything. Don't steal anything. No illegal hunting. Enjoy yourself. Have a nice day. Close the gate behind you, But it's just this fucking mentality in this country. It's mine. It's mine. You can't come in here. It's mine. I'm not using it, but that don't matter. You can't use it. It's mine. Just kind of makes me want to vomit, in my mouth. Another wonderful all-American. It's becoming all-American, that is. It wasn't always like this, it seems. You talk to some old-timer botanists, and they talk about how, you just talk to the landowner, and they're pretty cool. They don't mind. But, all it takes is one asshole either putting his foot down on the boundary or one asshole, doing illegal hunting or setting a fire or some shit like that. Who knows? I don't know. But the guy was a fucking jerk. But, so was I. So it's reciprocated. Anyway, go fuck yourself. Okay, look. This is what you call a volcanic legacy. They got a volcanic legacy over here in northeastern California. Isn't it nice? Look at it. What do you think that is? Rhyolite? Looks like andesite. Looks intermediate. What the fuck? Anyway, here you go. Here's a Monardella odoratissima, a.k.a. the coyote mint. Smells lovely. Lamiaceae salvia and oregano family. And then this big bastard over here, this is a pretty impressive little member of the sunflower family, as you can see. It's Waiithia mollis, woolly mule's ears. You can see why they call it woolly when you get up close. It's almost glandular. It's glandular and it's hairy. All right, but then look at those phyllaries again. Another important diagnostic factor for the asters. Okay, how many phyllaries you got? You got maybe 1 or 2 series there, but the important thing is they're hairy. They're woolly. Now, another genus that looks like this is Balsam oryza, aka the balsam roots. Okay, but a big difference for the balsam roots is that the balsam roots don't have these cauline leaves. These are what you call colline leaves. Basically just means leaves on the goddamn stem. Okay, whereas in Balsa myriza, they're just basal leaves. So in Waiitia, you got the basal leaves and what the shit going on, and then you go to the peduncle, where, you know, the flowering stalk, the peduncle, and you got leaves on that shit too. All right, so there you go. Waiitia mollis. You got to key it out, which I just did with a big ass, you know, book you beat someone with, but you don't even need to do that. Go to Calflora, look at thumbnails. You know, just know your shit. You just ask good questions. Okay, you know, Balsa myriza and Waiitia look a lot alike. So then you ask the question, well, what's the main difference between them? Then you go to a floral key, or, you know, you go to just look it up on the interweb or whatever, you know. You just got to ask the right questions, just like with anything. Think critically about it. Don't be a jack off. All right, that's all I got. Go fuck yourself. Bye.